Hello everyone, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible? Can you guys listen to me? Okay, fine. So today is the sixth day of our design session. Today we'll be looking at Illustrator. Now about me, I'm in second year information technology undergraduate student at Netaji Subhas Engineering College. I am a UI UX designer, web developer, graphic designer at DSC NSEC, volunteer at GDG Kolkata. So what will we be designing today? So you can take a look right now. First one is paper cut effect. Second one is an artwork. We're going to build it using the twirl tool. And we will explore the basics of pen tool, building a tower, and the set of logos using shape builder tool. And we will see the implementation of sketch and scan using shape builder tool. And also this pattern using transform. So moving to Illustrator right now, or creating a new document. So here in Illustrator, we have options to create a new document. We can go to File and then hit the New button for new artwork. So here we have option to give our artboard a name. Let's just write a random name. We have options to declare the width and heights of our artboard, orientation of our artboard, number of artboards, and most important one is color mode. Now we have to really take care about this whenever we are working with designs that are supposed to be printed, we have to go with CMYK colors because RGB colors look better on screen, not on print designs. Whenever we are working with designs that are supposed not to be printed, we can go with RGB colors. Right now we'll go with RGB colors. So right now move tool that I'm holding right now. Now basic tools for drawing objects. The move tool. It is used to move elements on the artboard, but not the artboard itself. There is a shortcut for this. We can press V. Rectangle tool. It is used to create rectangles and squares. Shortcut key M. Ellipse tool. It is used to draw ellipse. Mostly we use this tool to draw circles. Shortcut key L. Polygon tool. It is used to draw objects having more than two sides. There is no shortcut for this. Shape builder tool. It is used to draw shapes that are not available by default in Illustrator. Shortcut Shift plus M. Now about appearance. The color inside of an object is the fill, the outline is stroke, and the opacity is the opaqueness of an object. Right now, the opacity of the current object is 100%. And you can take a look, it's reduced to 50%. Let's see that again. Increase to 100%, increase to 50%. Moving into Illustrator. So we will take the rectangle tool. We can draw a rectangle First of all, you have to go check that out if your illustrator looks like me or not. So if it doesn't look like me, you have to go in the top right corner. You can see this essentials. Make sure it's checked. All right. So I'm just deleting this rectangle. You can take a look at this drawing. So what are these purple lines appearing? They are smart guides. They are really helpful while designing. You want to make sure that they're turned on. You can go to view and make sure the smart guides are turned on. So there are more important things. So important keys. We can hold shift, and what it does is lets us draw objects of equal heights and widths, lets you rotate objects in an increment of 45 degrees, lets you draw original orientation of polygons. So what that meant was, when I'm drawing a rectangle, you can see it's a lot flexible. I want to draw a square, I will have to hold shift and draw. Look, it's in proportion, same height, same width. But when I leave the shift button, it's again back to being that flexible. So holding shift and drawing will give me a square. The same way goes for the ellipse tool. Holding shift will allow me to draw a perfect circle. Right now the fill of the circle is white and the stroke is white, opacity 100%. I'll just I'll change the fill of the rectangle to black and the circle to yellow. Set the circle to opacity reduce. So this is what I meant by opacity. You can see the object behind this object. All right. So about holding alt, draw from the center of objects, increase the dimension of the objects in one dimension, resize the object from the center. Also, holding control can get us the move tool for the time we are currently holding control, and control plus 2 locks on objects. So assuming I don't want to mess up with this rectangle, I don't want it to be moved, so I'll just lock it. Control plus 2, it locks the object. Now even if I want it, I can't select it. I just want to work with this circle. So that's really important to know the way you can lock your objects and work with them. Now we can also unlock them by Control Alt 2. You can see the shortcuts that are pressed on the screen. And about rotation, you can see we can rotate it freely, but if we want to rotate it in an increment of 45 degrees, we have to hold shift key. Like if I hold the shift key, I will only get the outline 45 degrees rotation. What's next? So drawing a logo. So this is that implementation of Sketch and Scan we talked about. Let's go to Illustrator, delete these, file, place, next up, important exports, place. Click and drag. I'll just reduce the opacity to 37%, lock this, and I'll draw over it. I don't want any fill. I just want a stroke. That should be good enough. So I didn't tell you this. While drawing a shape, here we go. Here we have a shape. To make copies of it, we can surely go for Control plus C, Control plus V, but that's like pressing two shortcut keys. There is another shortcut. We can hold and drag it while holding the Alt key. We will make another of the same object. Click and hold and drag with pressing Alt key. You will make another copy. So we're making another copy of this rectangle. Then we will make a circle. Holding Alt and Shift lets us draw the circle from the center of the shape. I'm just gonna copy this circle. So now about the shape builder tool. Shortcut key is Shift plus M, but we can surely go take that from the toolbar. So what it does, it creates independent shapes. Also, it removes shapes that are not required. To create independent shape, we can just go click on any one of these objects that are highlighted right now. But when we hold the Alt key and then select it, it will remove that space from the object. Like I don't want this right now, so I'll just remove it holding the Alt key. So I will take a fill of blue and remove the strokes. To remove the strokes, we can go for, I think, okay, it's a copy. So I'll copy it and paste it. I'll, I will align them both using the align. Here we go. We have made our first logo. So now about grouping. Grouping is necessary because now we have made this logo. Assuming we want to move this to another section of this artboard, we will select on it and move it there. But this isn't good. We wanted both of them to be there, so we need to group them. We will select all of them, hit Ctrl plus G, it will group them. Now, if we move it right now, it is grouped. We can also ungroup it, Ctrl Shift G. This will ungroup it. Take a look. So I don't want it to be ungrouped. So we've made our first logo. We will now make another artboard. And now we will go for the paper cut effect. So let's take a look at the pencil tool. Pencil tool is a freeform tool. You can draw anything while holding it. So let's draw any freeform shape. Give it a stroke so it becomes visible. Now I will select this, go to Object, Transform, Transform Each. Now what Transform does is it can scale our object horizontally, vertically. It can move our object horizontally and vertically. You can rotate our object with preciseness. It can also reflect our objects. So I just want it to be reduced to 70%, 70%. Make sure there's 70%. And no angles, no movement. Transform objects, preview, copy. I want it to be inside. I will transform it again. Reduce the shape to 60%. Copy. So now we will select all of it. Go to the shape builder tool. Make each one of them an independent shape. You click on it, the highlighted portion, it becomes an independent shape. Now all of them are independent shape. We need to fill colors. Now the key here to get the paper cut effect is that the topmost object needs to be the lightest color, and the bottommost needs to have the darkest colors. So selecting the topmost colors using the lightest we have. These colors will be available to you in Illustrator. Select all of them. I don't want any strokes now. Now go to Effect, Stylize, and Drop Shadow. Now this is like the default configuration, but yours can be different because it remembers the last configuration you modified it. So mode is multiply, opacity 75%, X offset 10 pixels, Y offset 10 pixels, blur 7 pixels. Let's see preview. So what just happened right now that this object needs to be the The object which is should be at the back position. So what I will do is bring select this. I will bring it to front. Select this, bring it to front. Select this, bring it to front. Now look, we have made our paper cut effect. It looks even better than what I showed you in the presentation. Moving on, let's make the tower. Now about pen tool. Pen tool is like it can take time to master this, but surely let's go see the basics. You click at one point, you can go at any point. You can see there is a line joining the cursor. So I will just select here and not leave, hold it and drag it to get a curve. You can see it creates curve. So I will just take this with no fill, obviously, and stroke to pixels. I will go to object, transform, object, transform each, and this one's supposed to be 100. 100 notation. I want it to reflect text, make copies of it. I will just move it till it looks like half. Okay. Now we will again use the pen tool. Now right now you see the purple lines, pink lines, they are smart guide. They're just telling me that that line where I am is also the line joining the two endpoints of the tower. Now I will select that point, I'll move and I will click and hold and I will not leave till I get that curve I was looking for. See, it's done. Now control plus plus zooms in. So you want to move the artboard, you can hold spacebar and your cursor will turn into a hand and then you can click and hold and move away. So now we will take two rectangles. We will fit them. We will hold control and I told you about it. It gives you the move tool for the time you're holding control. And I will make sure both of them have a fill of white. Here we go, we'll build the tower. Let's go make another. Now about those circular logos. Ellipse tool, click and hold, drag, holding the shift key drops perfect circles. Drag holding the alt key gives you another copy. And then again. Now if I want to drag it and also be in the same line, I will also hold a shift while holding alt. So I just wanted to be here, select all of them. I don't want any fill. Now just make sure both of them are equally away from each other. I will make the strokes of color green. That's just so great. Let's make copies of it. Hold and drag, hold alt and drag. Select the first one, go to shape builder tool. So I click on the highlighted area and it gives me an independent shape. All right. So all of them are independent shape now. You can see. You can see this is what I showed you. So how to achieve it. Now with this one. So I want all of this area to be one shape. So I'll just click, hold and drag, click, hold. Okay, this is the mistake. Do it again, hold and drag and see. This became, this is our second logo. Now selecting this one, And now I want this and this to be an independent shape, so I'll just hold and drag. This was our third logo, and our fourth one was, now I don't want this and this to be in my final design, so I'll just remove it. Hold Alt, remove it. So this is the logos we talked about. Now let's talk about making that pattern. Here we will take the polygon, no, not the polygon tool, star tool, hold shift and alt, draw it, and I will see the fill with this and the stroke to something darker so that I can see when so I go to object, transform, object, transform, wait, object, transform, transform each. I will scale it to 90%, 90%. I will not move it. I will rotate it 33 degrees and I will copy it. Make sure you have this preview turned on so that you can see everything that you're doing. Copy it. Now the best thing about transformation is that you don't have to go every time and transform it. You can, it remembers the previous transformation. You select the object and hit Ctrl plus D to transform it again. Now look, I can hold Ctrl plus D to create the pattern. This is what we have created. Let's do that one more time. Reduce the size. Stroke, okay. Object, transform, transform each. I don't want to reflect text. Transform object, transform pattern, 33 degrees, 90. Copy. This is what I showed you, and here you go. Every time you have done a transformation, you can hold Ctrl plus D to infinitely take your transformation. Now we made the pattern, and also so we made the paper cut effect, we made the logo, we made the tower, we made another set of logos, we made the pattern. Okay, I'm missing the artwork, right? I will make another artboard. So make a rectangle, holding shift. I will rotate it. I will make copies of it, holding Alt. Also shift will won't make me go away from any 45 degrees angles. Oh wait, I was holding the Windows key. So we'll draw an ellipse, circle, make it a little bigger. Select everything and make more copies of it. Alt while holding drag makes copies of it. And make more copies of it. I actually want to experiment. Oh wait, I should have made the copies after I would have filled the colors. And the colors. This is flatui.com. I can just click on it and the color will be, the hex code of the color will be copied to my clipboard. I copy it, go to Illustrator, select this. Now here we have this fill panel. I I can double click on it and the whole color picker will available. And at the bottom here we have option. Here we have the input box to fill the color code. I'll fill it and press OK. And at the end, I will obviously remove the stroke, but for the time being, let's keep it there. Do the same again. Double click on the fill panel, paste the colors, press OK. Okay, now moving on to the next color. Let's just copy. Copy next color. So now we will remove all of the stroke, no stroke. Make copies of it. Now the twirl tool, what it does is, twirl tool is, it's useful for creating curves. Every time you click, you create a new anchor point which can be manipulated. So select everything, the twirl tool, zoom in. This is the twirl tool option. We have the width and height of the brush, intensity of twirl, and this is like, increase to 42%. Set. Okay. So this is the twirl effect. Take a look. You can do so many things with it. I will just increase the intensity of twirl 60%, twirl rate 64%. You can see increasing the rates give us awesome results. This is what happened. You can get different types of results. There are no limitations with this tool. We will do with this, increase the brush size 120 pixels. Angle 30 degrees. Intensity 77. We can mix, you can even mix the colors to get different types of output. Using Turtle is so much fun. So the same way we can do with this. Let's finally get over with it. Increase the widths. Okay. Now this is all the artboard that I've talked about. Now we're finished with everything that I had to show. I can show you one more thing. This, making that pattern. So this is the polygon tool, and you can add more sides to it by pressing the up button. Every time you press the arrow up button, you increase one side to the polygon. Every time you press the down button, you decrease one side to the polygon, like down one. This is a rectangle. So let's just make it. Okay, I'll give it a stroke. 3 pixels, no, 2 pixels. I will go to object, transform, object, transform each. 90%, 90%, I will rotate it, show, copy. Now, Control plus D, same transformation. You can see every time you do that, you get awesome results. So the stroke is really not visible. Let's make it 4 pixels. There are no limitations for the transformation. Let's make another. Holding shift. Now it remembered the previous transformation. Let's see Control plus T. No, it didn't work. Transform each 90%, 33, copy. See, these are some awesome, beautiful patterns. So now about saving an Illustrator document. Go to File, Save. You will see so many options now. Give your name to the file. Format of the file is mostly SVG, PSD, AI. By default, it will be saved as whatever you give your file name .ai. We can have the option to use artboards. By default, it will select all of the artboards, but we can also hit the range and only save one artboard. And after that, this Illustrator option will open. Just click OK. Let's go. So go to File, Save, name your artboard. Name your artboard and hit save. This Illustrator option will open. Don't worry about this option. Just click OK. Now it's saved. You can now about exporting designs. Go to File, Export, Export as. We have many options. It's the same. Use artboard. We can either have all of our artboards exported or a certain range of them, or maybe just one of them. And we have also have different options to select the file as a different extension like PNGs, JPGs, and then you can hit export to your default to your location wherever you want to save the file. So I will just now different artboards have different names. Select the artboard tool and you will see each of their name. This is artboard 2, artboard 3, artboard 4, 5, 6. I will go to file, export, export as. I will make it artwork, save as PNG, use artboard, and it's artboard 6. Artboard 6, artboard 6, it's written over here, artboard 6, yes. Okay. So I will select the PNG, export. I can keep the background white, black, or transparent. I will keep it white and resolution is 700 ppi high. Okay, now this has been exported. Now exporting as a JPG works differently. Export, export as JPG, use artboard number 6, export. Now here you have different options: color mode, RGB or CMYK. Quality: RGB obviously stands for red, green, blue, and CMYK cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Quality maximum and press OK. So I'm now done with all I had to show you. So does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? So, no questions, I guess. Okay, fine, moving on. With this, we come to an end of today's session and also the design forum as a whole. We hope we have been able to give you people a basic idea about how you can incorporate basic designs and make your projects more visually appealing. We have gone through the basics of Adobe XD, Photoshop, Figma, as well as Illustrator, and also provided you hands-on experience in the same. Okay, will scaling the image change quality? It depends upon whether you are exporting it or whether you are exporting it as an image or as an SVG. If you export it as no, I can't talk about Photoshop here. Well, scaling the image, it will affect. If you scale it before and then export it, it will surely affect the quality. But in Illustrator, you have an option of SVG. Let me just show you. I will select, I will go export as SVG, artboard number 6. Artboard number 6, this is it. Well, I have to use different options. Select this, file, export selection, select folder, remove this, asset 1, export asset. Why is it not visible? Let's do that again. Export for selection and scale SVG. Open location after export. It's not opening up with another browser. This is what it will look as a PNG. When you zoom in, it obviously show different resolution, but as SVG it shouldn't. Not scaling the image won't change the quality as it's not pixel based. Well, there is something wrong with my browser. I can't open it, but scaling the image won't affect if you export it as an SVG. Also, do you have any more problems? Any more questions? How to make part of image transparent? Doing that in Illustrator is a little different. It doesn't work that way. But in Photoshop, you can select the part which you wanted and remove it using the tools. We have different tools, quick selection tool, lasso tool, magnetic tools. That works in Photoshop. Okay. Any more questions? Does anybody have any more questions? No questions, right? Okay, fine. So this was the last session after our design forum. Now with this, you can go in hand with black and white software to make a part of transparent. Okay, sure. Thank you, Fazbaya. With this, we come to an end of today's session and also the design forum as a whole. We hope we have been able to give you people a basic idea about how you can incorporate basic designs and make your projects more visually appealing. We've gone through the basics of Adobe XD, Photoshop, Figma, as well as Illustrator. Also provided you hands-on training in the same. I would like to take a moment to thank our outreach team, Arnab Bhaiya, Anubhav Bhaiya, Faz Bhaiya, Ritvik Bhaiya for constant support. I would also like to thank our speakers, Varun Vishal, Ritesh Prasad Singh, Faz Bhaiya, Indranil Saha for providing necessary content, and Vimal Kumar Mahato for stream management. Thank you, everybody. Now I'll just end the stream.